close the door.
Let me take some voice protection. I think probably the most important thing that I would like to impress upon all of us, especially, at least this is in terms of my personal experience, and that is that the deity is a person. Krishna is actually there. Radharani is actually there. Nitai Gaur are actually there. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, they're actually there. No matter which deity. And so we really want to keep our, let's say, our techniques as personal as possible. On the other hand, the service to the arch of Vigraha is not exactly, it's not going to be the same exactly in every respect to the service that we would be performing in our spiritual bodies when we, by their grace, get the chance to go back home, back to Godhead, or go to the Bhoma Leelas of Krishna in the Gopi Deha or Gopa Deha, whatever, according to our natural constitutional position. There's things in the deity worship which you will obviously not take with you. But there's some basic elements. The idea of decorating Krishna is here, and the same idea of decorating Krishna is there. So it's not that the substance changes, but in certain respects the form changes. The service doesn't change in the sense that we're dressing Krishna and that we're serving Krishna, feeding Krishna, massaging Krishna, and all these things, different personal services to Radha and Krishna. But the form, the way in which we accomplish the thing is going to change. You know, we want to ornament Krishna, but in that realm, we'll be slipping a ring over his finger. In this realm, we'll be sticking it on with glue tack or with beeswax or whatever we have at our disposal. So there are going to be certain things that are not going to be there. So, but we have to be practical, and also we have to take advantage of whatever Kali Yuga is offering us as facility for doing this. In spiritual world, we're not going to have Krishna strung up like a marionette, you know, with strings hanging his cloth this way and that way. But at the same time, in this world, in the context of the temple worship, when Krishna is standing on a singhasan, likely you won't see a singhasan as such. You may see some type of singhasan, a jeweled throne, as it were, in the Nikunja Yoga Pit. But you won't see a situation where there's lines running across and strings hanging down to facilitate various angles of approach. You won't see these things there. But here, we have to take advantage of these facilities in order to, the most important point, is to project a mood, to somehow capture the deity's mood and help to bring out that mood. Just like at least in Vrindavan, in our Vrindavan temple, Radha Shamsundar are in a dancing mood. Prabhupada said that Radharani has two most important arts. That is cooking and dancing. And of the two, Prabhupada said that dancing is the most important. If Radharani stops dancing, then the whole show is finished. So, we have to remember that the deities as persons, and especially in that they're dancing, we have to keep in mind that in presenting the deity for the pleasure of the devotees, for their inspiration, to help inspire them to also dance, and chant in Sankirtan. In Vrindavan, which Prabhupada has mentioned that every temple, and wherever there's one Tulsi plant, according to Padma Puran, that is as good as Vrindavan. Of course, there's like home away from home, and then there's really home. So there's a little difference between the Vrindavan or Mayapur, which is actually not different from Vrindavan in magnitude. Just like the drop of water in the ocean and the ocean are one. So anyway, in Vrindavan, we have this mood of Krishna and Radharani dancing in Rasa Leela, and in any case, our whole aim is to inspire the devotees to become, to join Krishna's dancing party. Prabhupada is told, in relationship to one of Narottam Das Thakur's kirtan songs, that the goal of this Krishna consciousness movement is to join Radha and Krishna's dancing party, to join in the Rasa Leela. So, the whole purpose of the deity worship is to inspire devotees and also to attract, as Janani Bas was saying, the public, to the lotus feet of Krishna, to their beauty. But the idea is to bring out their beauty, to bring out their sweetness, to bring out the mood of the deity in the matter of their dancing affair. So then there are different techniques in the matter of hanging the clothes in various ways to help to, at least within our minds as we see the deity, generate that movement. Although we may not be qualified to see Radha and Krishna dancing directly, that's on a higher platform. That you will come to gradually. And you shouldn't think that it's impossible, because it certainly is possible to see Radha and Krishna dancing, and to see and to hear Krishna speaking. It is definitely a transcendental reality which a devotee, as the devotee makes progress, and as the devotee, in reciprocation to the devotee's service, the deity will naturally show mercy on the devotee. Gradually these things will happen. But until that happens, at least we want to help devotees to see movement, motion, and help. And one of the most important aspects of dressing the deity is to help to lead the viewer's eye to keep, you can say, sweet spots. The deity's face. So you don't want to dress in such a way that the eye of the viewer is distracted from the deity. You want to bring the eye of the viewer in, which means that you have to understand certain things about balance, line, color coordination, and various other aspects of the deity worship, which, or the deity dressing, which we will gradually, let's say, unfold, for your inspiration and edification required. So I think that's as much as I'm going to say at this point.
A lot more people here than we were told. I was expecting 7 people show up. We really want to keep this course practical. Maybe like 50% theory, 50% more practical, and less talking. I mean, that's ideally what I like. But we have a lot of devotees here, so we're going to have to work out with Aindra how we're going to coordinate it. Maybe we have 5 here.
One for suggestion.
Yeah.
Like as many work areas you can have, breaking the groups like that.
Yeah.
Like one person do, and the other guys give feedback on it.
Yeah.
And then check that with the facilitators to see.
Right.
Something like that.
And we're probably going to, yeah, we'll have to break up the groups. There's like 5 days, so we have today's like introduction, and we have time to do some today. And then there's about 24 students here, so there's 6 deity heads, and I mean there's 6 Krishnas, 6 Radharanis, and yeah.
Equals 6 including.
There's 6.
I included these.
There's 6 Krishnas, 6 Radharanis, and there's 5 Krishnas.
No, there's one.
There's only 5.
Okay. Anyway, everybody will get a chance. This is what I hope. Everybody will get a chance. One day they can practice on turbans, and then one day on Radharani, and then in a group. I think that will work out, something like that.
Yeah.
So everybody gets a chance to, because otherwise, 15 minutes you can't do much. You really need to work on the turbans. It's taken me 20 years, and I still don't know how to do turbans. So in 4 days, I don't know how much you can do. And I stress a lot on turbans because that's the most difficult thing for me to do. The other things, most pujaris pick up on, putting jewelry and pinning up dresses. There's a few little quirks that people do wrong, like sometimes when they pin up Radharani's chadar, they pin it at the end, they pin it up slightly in, and the end hangs down, stuff like that. It's basically common sense, keep the flow. So there's a few common sense things. Once you catch that, the dressing is fairly straightforward. You can't really go too much wrong with the turban. And Radharani, Prabhupada said somewhere about symmetry, keeping the symmetry in Radharani's hair. So when we put the jewelry like this and put the flowers, so Radharani is a lot easier to dress. Krishna, because of his asymmetry, it's a lot more difficult. And in the beginning, pujaris tend to pile everything on. At least I did when I started, just pile everything on. So, and it took me years and years, and then finally, Krishna gave me some intelligence how to think about dressing turbans, and even now I'm struggling. So, but I can share that experience with you. So mainly I'm going to be focusing on, Aindra will let me, I will focus on turbans. I'll also assist with Aindra with the dressing and so on, as he wishes. And then Aindra will also show you turbans. He has a different style, we have different styles. And hopefully between us, you'll actually come out of this course and you'll actually have something practical that you can take with you. And not just theory, because theory is one thing, but you actually have to practice it and then you experience it, and hopefully then you can actually take it away with you and apply it.
One thing is that running, or any deity, as you're dressing they actually give you the intelligence to dominate moving yoga.
Yeah.
I've experienced that, over the years. How I would always pray to the feet of Lalita Devi, to be able to somehow or other get the intelligence to do it nicely, and then I would approach Adoracion in Vrindavan, and amazingly, as you're doing it, new ideas come which are within the context of the realm of possibilities. And you get great inspiration, and then you have something you can share with each other.
Yeah.
So maybe you can show everybody how you dress Radha and Krishna today. They just the first feeling.
Yeah, the thing is that
We have details.
I want all of you to understand that I've never given a seminar before, so you'll have to bear with me because I'm not really a teacher as such. I'm just it's just like I don't really teach playing harmonium. I never had a teacher to play harmonium. I just picked it up and hashed it out and learned, on my own. So there's a difference between being a music teacher and being a kirtaniya, as such. So similarly, there's a difference between being a pujari and teaching. But we can still share whatever I know. Hopefully, you may add that to your repertoire of ideas, and if it helps you, then go ahead. So we can. Unfortunately, at least what I see there is that Radha and Krishna. One instruction that I can give from the very beginning is that you never see any pictures anywhere of Shamsundar wearing only pants and chadar. Either it's dhoti and chadar, or if there are pants, there's a dancing skirt also. So I don't see a dancing skirt. Here he's wearing pants and chadar.
Put a sash.
Put a sash, but do we have any other dresses?
Unfortunately, that's the only dress we have.
Or do we have any other, is there any unmatched dhotis or anything?
No, thank you.
Because it doesn't have to be necessarily matching, at least.
This is what we talk about softball and metal.
Yeah.
So maybe we can turn our chairs and we walk.
Yeah, okay.
Let's bring it down.
In a day or so, I brought some sample pictures, which might also, pictures worth 1,000 words, right? Of different dressing that I did in Vrindavan. And hopefully, unfortunately, I left a lot of pictures in Vrindavan that I was going to bring here. And maybe if I'm lucky, another devotee coming will bring them. But Srimad Kavacha Prabhu will arrange a projector, and we can at least view, so that I can point out some different ideas, different styles, because there's many ways to hang the cloth in order to bring out their dancing. The first thing here, Karma Chaitanya Prabhu is fixing the lines. It's a little long. And this is one of the most important things, is to know where the line should be coming from. Where are you going to need them? This is a dhoti?
Yeah.
Looks sad. Why are you so glum, John? So, one of the main things that we have to understand is that there's actually a system, progressive system, which should be observed. You don't want to do things like, after putting on the dress, you realize that you didn't put on the blouse. So the blouse has to go first, or the kurta has to go first, then the dress, and then the dhoti, like that. And then after putting the dhoti on, before you put your chadar on, you don't want to put your chadar on and then put the garland on and then realize that you didn't put the belt or the sash, things like that. So there's a progressive system. And the idea is that you should dress in such a way that once you've done something, it's done right, and you never have to go back to it to rectify any mistakes. In other words, as you're going along, everything has to be done meticulously, so that when you come up to the top, and put the crown and decorating is finished, and you don't have to go back and redo things. So it's important to understand that point. So usually after bathing the deity, things like ankle bells and rings and
Yeah, we
stuff?
do. Yeah.
Do we have any blue tack?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
We have blue tack, we have pins,
Okay, good.
we have everything. Ankle bells. Krishna Kantus.
This is what you got to do with blue tack. These are not like ankle bracelets you have.
Those are the only ones.
The shaman. Anyway, we'll just give you an idea.
We should bring some lunch. Bring some lunch. Bring some lunch. I would go ahead.
Well, these are simple things. They always start after bathing. Don't need anything else. Oh yeah. About blue tack. The deity dressing has to be photo perfect. Okay? Because the photo doesn't lie. You know, every little mistake you make is going to come out in the photo. So one of the most important things is that blue tack should not show anywhere. You know, it shouldn't be oozing out, you know, from behind the rings or behind the earrings or this or that. And also, as far as pins are concerned, pins should never show.
Especially on the flowers.
Yeah, when you're decorating flowers, it's the most childish-looking thing in my book. It looks so stupid when they have a big fat pin in the middle of the flower. You know, you always pin flower from behind, and there's different ways to do that. So, we'll get one to her and one to him. These are little baby. And we were just pretending. Make sure that the blue tack is on the back side.
Very how the angle does make the measure.
Very
how the angle does make the measure. Then you don't need to do that.
Yeah, right. If you know if you're if you can get them made and another nice thing that because I had some ankle bells made which look like the ankle bells you always see in the pictures. Instead of going around the ankle, it kind of comes over the foot a little. That looks very sweet. You know, it'll hang on the ankle, but it'll come down over the foot. And it's instead of being like this, it's like in an angle, like that. It's very nice.
If you have difficulty in seeing, please come in. Are you sure? Please come. Just come close. Yeah, there are chairs in front. Just come with. Pull over.